Oh no!
Hey, it's been a while. I know what you're thinking. I haven't uploaded in almost a year, and it isn't even the video I said it would be. Don't worry, there's no explanation, and I'm not going to elaborate, other than that, many things distract me, high view counts terrify me, and I hate the sight. But don't worry, I have a solution. Gunsmith Tats is a 1995 3-episode OVA series by Studio OLM about a psychopathic Chicago lesbian couple who leaves their doors unlocked in the middle of Englewood so they can feel the rush of killing a man in cold blood when their house gets broken into. And you know what? Good for them. There's very little backstory, and there's even less build-up, not much happens, and I love it. In all seriousness, Gunsmith Tats follows Irene Vincent and May Hopkins, two perfectly normal-sounding American names who run a firearms shop called Gunsmith Tats without a license. However, they get blackmailed by Agent Bill Collins into working for the infallible, uncompromising Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms to investigate a gun running ring, which quickly escalates into much more. The series takes place over the course of 3 half-hour episodes released regularly from 95 to 96, adapting the manga of the same name. I should mention right off the bat that I haven't read the manga. My exposure to this series is limited to having vaguely heard the name over the years and never looking into it, until eventually I saw that one New Vegas meme and went, oh yeah, that show, that, and I marathoned it so I'd have an excuse to watch something other than the thing I said I would watch next. Gunsmith Tats is not a particularly story-driven show. The characters are all surprisingly likable for how little time you spend with them, and how fast you get a feel for their individual personalities and traits. Pretty much within the first 10 minutes you already have a very good grasp on who both of them are, and they're just very charming characters to watch. It's more the tone that makes it so entertaining. It's like watching a campy action movie from the same time period, but as understood by a Japanese writer who also enjoys those things. It's still got that distinct anime feel in some tastes that you can probably know what I mean, but you also get that weird tonal thing of seeing how a Japanese interpretation views these kinds of shows, and it's just slightly off, in a good way. Like seeing people with names like Edward Haines and John Washington, or the idea that Chicago is a hellhole of bounty hunters and violence where everyone has at least... oh wait, no, that's accurate. For me, one of my favorite parts of Gunsmith Tats is its animation, though. It's all hand-drawn and it's all very impressive. Some of these shots really do look like Cowboy Bebop or Ghost in the Shell quality, and those had much higher budgets as far as I'm aware. Particularly, the guns are all incredibly well animated, with a fantastic attention to detail. There's kind of a weird thing in anime and manga where a lot of times guns are just traced over because they're such a detailed thing that needs so much attention, and you can really tell sometimes, but they actually fit very well into this. I mean, if you want an example, just check the IMFDB page for Gunsmith Tats and look at how close some of these are to their real counterparts. And even then it pales in comparison to actually seeing them moving and be fully animated, right down to little details like the accurate individual shell casings and the safeties. The OST is probably the weakest part, but that's not to say that it's bad either. It's just not particularly memorable to me, although there are a few jazz tracks from it that I really like, and really fit the gray and rainy mood of the last episode particularly. The opening is also very good, and I think going with an instrumental song over a more standard OP was the right choice. Is it short? Yeah. Is it clearly an ad for the manga? Yeah. But should you watch it? Also, yeah, I'd say so. Despite being mainly just an ad to read the manga, it's got a lot of care and detail put into it that you very rarely see, and enough charm and personality to make it very memorable to me even with its short length. It's legitimately one of my favorites at the moment, and I really wish there was more of it. But unfortunately, that is incredibly unlikely. So in the meantime, these 3 episodes will have to do. And I'll just slither back into my hole and disappear for another half a year until I find something else that I won't feel like talking about. I'll get to doing my stuff at some point. It takes a while to find these things. Thanks for watching. See you hopefully much sooner than this one.